Since the turn of the century, country music has been expanding its horizon.
No accent. Talked about this. Come on now.
It's really funny.
No,
They're
no,
gonna
no,
like
no.
it. Since the turn of the century, country music has expanded its horizons, with urbanites like Post Malone, Lana Del Rey, and even Beyoncé topping the charts with recent country releases. The genre has opened itself up to newcomers, and is no longer just a call to the average farm-dwelling straight white guy. And today, Radio Tintin has decided to delve into this developing social phenomenon by interviewing what might be the best farm-dwelling straight white guys in Canada. Sorry, the best country band in Canada.
Hey everybody, we're James Barker Band, and you're listening to Radio Tintin.
The CCMA Award for Group or Duo of the Year goes to James Barker Band!
James Barker Band was formed in rural Ontario in 2013 by a group of best friends. And since then, they've become one of the biggest country bands in Canada, holding 6 number-1 country singles. And all that success is great, but we are much more interested in how exactly do they have such sexy mustaches?
The mustache crept its way into the picture of the zeitgeist to James Barker Band. I don't know. It's like crazy. It's just such a beautiful specimen that when it catches on, you just want to be a part of it.
Absolutely. What it says is, I can grow facial hair. I've chosen to, take care of myself. But this thing right here, this old thing, don't get in its way.
We'll leave the question of whether or not the mustaches are real up to you. But, well, in terms of country music, my favorite artist is Big X the Plug. And when you compare that to the James Barker Band, I guess you wouldn't really expect them to be making the same kind of music. So this raises the larger question of what exactly is country music anymore?
To me, one of the things that makes music country now, because it can be like some stuff is like trap beats, some stuff is like straight up just like banjos and shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's all across the spectrum, right? But what makes it country is the lyrical content and the perspective. It's like speaking stories about real life. It's not like, I'm a baller who's like living. It's like, no, because that's not how like most people are living it. Like the people who listen to country want to hear a relatable experience, and so we write it from that perspective.
So what the James Barker Band is telling us is that essentially country music is meant to be music by the people for the people. But what happens when these people become huge artists and lose touch of the country music they were raised on? I mean, look at Morgan Wallen, objectively one of the biggest country music artists out there. And even he says he doesn't really listen to country music. So how have the James Barker Band remained authentic, by their own definition of the term?
Yeah, I mean, you just really have to try and stay like in tune to your roots. I know that sounds maybe like cliche, but there's always like some truth to cliches. And country music is really all about like the real factor, the authenticity, the realness of the story. And I feel like I just feel like we kind of haven't lost that. Like we still have our friends that we grew up with, that we're friends with, and I think that's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like exactly, you surround yourself with those people that you grew up with that are still kind of living that life, and also like keep you grounded. Like you can't go back home to your boys back home and act like you're a bigwig, you know what I mean? Because they'll cut you down pretty quick and remind you of where you came from. And also like as far as country, like we're country music fans before we had the privilege of doing this full time, and so we still listen to country music, and I feel like we because we're still so immersed in it, you don't really lose sight of that. You don't get too high on your horse.
So what the James Barker Band is essentially getting at is that it's super important to them to stay close to their roots and not let the success get to their head. But at the end of the day, I'd reckon there's only so many songs people can write about farms and kissing their fish and loving their truck more than their wife. But in such an oversaturated country market, what is the James Barker Band doing that makes them stand out?
Oh man, I just feel like our thing has always been just be real, you know what I mean? And the fact that we're 4 different personalities with 4 different tastes in music and different backgrounds, I think that's kind of what has always made us stand out. Like the band is the brand in a way. It's not about one specific person. It's not a solo act. It's not like it's just me and what I like. You know what I mean? It's like us working together to figure out what it is that we all dig. And I feel like any time where you have like a smorgasbord where it's like a smelting pot or whatever of things mixing together, you're going to get a more unique product. And like the fact that we have like disagreements about this stuff is what makes it more unique, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's always kind of been our selling feature, whether it be our like recorded music or our live performance. Like we try and make sure that we showcase that as much as possible.
And you also learn the most from your failures. When stuff doesn't work, it's like, oh, how do we pivot? How do we move forward? How do we make it better and stuff? And like, we had a lot of hiccups along the way where it's like, oh, okay, we gotta, change this, or we gotta work on this because it's not working and stuff. And like 10 years of failures is, a long time, but we're still here.
When you get down to it, you really can't beat the 10 years of failure and experience at the heart of who the James Barker Band really are. We at Radio Tintin can only hope to fail as many times as they have. We really hope this video hasn't been one of them.